Hello, friends. It's so fun being in this Facebook Live moment. I wanted to get online today and answer questions that people might be having about my upcoming Rebirth and Renewal Conscious Camping Quest. Some of you have been seeing the videos of my all-star team. Hi, Laura. Thanks for joining. Um, so I just wanted to take time to explain more about the quest so you have an idea. This is a really unique offering. I've never put something together quite like this before. So I wanted to answer all the questions and explain it in more detail so you know what you might be getting into. Hey, Robin, thanks for joining. Let me know you're here by liking it or saying hello in the comments. And if you have any specific questions that you came in here with, I would love to answer those. So make sure you put them in the comments. But I wanted to explain why I've put this retreat together and what it's about. So Rebirth and renewal for me is something that happens a lot in my life, and I feel it happens in a lot of people's lives. And sometimes we just kind of go through painful experiences, breakups, life changes, career changes, and we don't have time to like stop and reflect and really look at the patterns in our lives and how we continue to create certain cycles, or how we can actually get out of a certain path that we're on and maybe change it up so that we can get more out of our life and really enjoy our life. And, you know, today is the Mayan New Year. It's the day at a time in the Mayan calendar. And so it's really an auspicious time, and July in particular is a really interesting time for me. In July of 2003, I lost my spiritual teacher, Yamada-san, and also my father within 2 weeks of each other in the same year. So that was a really life-altering time for me, where ever since that time, July 2003, my vision forever changed. And also what continues to happen in July, I also had a house robbery in 2009 where I lost pretty much all of my life belongings. And then in July of 2015, I had my house fire where, again, lost everything. So July is an interesting time for me. And so I wanted to do something to honor the rebirth that always happens for me in August. And being out in nature on the mountain, last July I came to Mount Shasta, and it was an extremely healing experience to live on the mountain camping outside every night. I did it for 3 months, and it really healed my nervous system. It got me to release all the materialistic attachments that I had that I didn't even know I had, and really drop into that deeper listening and deeper knowing. So I wanted to give that experience to other people who are going through massive change, to be able to feel the energy of such a powerful place on the planet, and to do it with a group of people, to be witnessed through a whole rebirth and renewal experience is really, really powerful. Thanks. Whoever's joining, please just say hi. Hey, Kristen, glad you're here. And if you have questions, go ahead and put them in the comments. I'm just sharing more about what you're going to experience out there, what you can expect. So this last winter, I've been working on my Rebirth and Renewal manuscript. It's a transformational guidebook that helps you through this rebirth and renewal process that I actually designed in 2012. And I was doing this as a New Year's retreat. So this will be the 4th one that I've led. And this winter, I really created it into a book, not just a workbook. So it's called the Transformational Guidebook. And those who come to this year's retreat are going to get 4 chapters of my not yet released book that will walk you through this whole process of reflection, assessment, how to really acknowledge self-sabotaging behaviors and create new platforms for growth. We're going to have some incredible people out there with us, the questers who are coming are from all walks of life and different areas so far of California, and one person's coming down from Canada, so that'll be wonderful. And some of the other team members that are joining me, we're going to have Joanna, who'll be helping hold space with me. She's going to be making these gorgeous altars, and she's also a body worker and a circle facilitator, so she'll be helping to co-facilitate different experiences out there. Vlad, my dear friend, will be out there also as a space holder, and he's sort of our guardian of space. He's going to help build the base camp, and he's also a sound healer and a massage therapist. So those of you questing will be able to get massage outside under the stars or in front of the beautiful landscape of that mountain. We're also going to have some live drumming out there. My friend Dowda and Adam from my Laura Ann says Vlad's cute. He is really cute. My friend Dowda and Adam from my West African dance crew up at Ashland, they're coming down with a lot of drums. We're going to do a whole drum embodiment session on the last night. Tenley Wallace, who is an incredible Dakini priestess woman, she'll be coming out there and guiding and supporting our grand finale full moon celebration and ritual when we open the gateway and step over that threshold from the end of our quest. So I wanted to answer any questions anybody has. Welcome, Wise Dragon. Nice to have you here. Nina, I see you. If you have any specific questions about the quest, please put them in the comments. I want to explain a little bit about me for those of you who don't know me. I'm Amalia Eon-Karis, and I am the founder of a mystery school for modern day living called Know the Self, and I help people master their energy and come into right relationship with their unique gifts and powers. I'm personally a seer, which means that I see the space between us, which is full. It's not empty. You know, many people think that this is empty space, but actually it's full of a ton of information. I see geometries and light and different types of energies that exist in the in-between realms. And I'm here to really help people create more sovereignty in their field, to take back their power, to remember their divine inheritance, and to wake up to their authentic knowing and embodiment. I think I saw a question in here. Oh, how did you come up with the unwind healing? Thanks, Laura. Yes, every morning I'm going to be leading the questers through an embodiment healing movement modality that's called Unwind. And it came to me in 2005 during a series of shamanic initiations. It's an ancient Egyptian modality, but I didn't know that at the time. But basically, we're activating the shadow body, the body double, and healing the trauma and wound that is stored inside our physical cells. So when we start this movement, it's done with blindfold or eyes closed. And it's a very cathartic and inward moving meditation, and takes from a lot of different backgrounds like dance and Tai Chi and Qigong, yoga. You'll see those kind of movements in it, but it's a free-flowing inner reality exploration to unwind any stuck trauma or blockages in your cellular makeup. So we are composed of all of these nadis, these like meridians of light that flow through the body that keep the prana and the life force moving through our body, and they get really twisted up and contorted when we have issues in our life, trauma, fear, subordination, and all of that. And so when we reclaim our field and we unwind that, we bring back more of our true essence and our power. And when we do it as a group, what happens is we have collective healing. We start healing timelines and ancestral lines. And it's a very powerful way to really reclaim what you came to the earth to create. And we're going to be doing this right there on the mountain. We're going to be creating a little dance floor out there. So you'll all get to experience this modality. It's very powerful. It's something that you can take back into your private practice and start bringing into your life to find more grounding and strengthen your own sense of will and desires. Are there any other questions? Kristen says she has plenty to let go of and can't wait. That's awesome. Yeah, Mount Shasta is a really powerful vortex. It's known as the root chakra of the planet. It's right here, so I'm looking out at the mountain as I'm talking. There's a lot of portals and vortexes where the energy kind of comes down into the earth and also goes the other way. It's also it has Mount Shasta and Mount Shastina, and it's known as a place for the twin flame reunion or for healing the divine masculine and feminine energies that move through the body. So we're going to be sleeping under the stars. And this isn't backpacking by any means. This is basically I've taken from my experience of doing a really intense vision quest where I did not eat or drink anything for 5 days. And that was a really life-altering experience for me, and I wanted to experience it more without the intense taxation on my physical body. So that's how I ended up living out there for 3 months last summer. And I'm taking you all to the place where I was living. So I'm very intimate with that particular landscape and where we're going to be camping. The veils are very, very thin, right? In this particular point on the mountain. There's a lot of portals. There's a lot of activity in the night sky. There's a lot of kind of unexplainable phenomena that I really can't explain, but it's so soft and gentle and sweet. And I feel that it's a really perfect place for someone who really needs to just detox from city life, who needs to remember the beauty of nature and the beauty that they have inside themselves. I'm seeing so many things fly by the screen. I guess you guys are saying that's great. Hey, Suela, thank you for joining. Yeah, so being out there in this particular environment, it heals us. It heals us at a very deep level, and it activates the sleeping DNA, the parts of us that have gone into a trance just to cope with modern day life. And so I want to facilitate and create a safe environment for people to come out to a place that they probably would never find. We're going quite deep in. We'll be off-roading for quite like 15 minutes or so. Oh, Vlad's here. Glad you could join us. So this particular place we're camping is known for a lot of interesting activity and activations. People have had their life forever changed. Sometimes what happens when people come out onto the mountain is they just weep and cry, and they don't know why. It happened to me, and I watched it happen to many people. The first few days being there, I couldn't speak. I just cried, and I wasn't really sure what I was releasing. And then I watched a handful of other people that I wasn't even camping with that were just out there on the mountain, and the same thing happened to them. Just some sort of release. The mountain kind of pulls things out, pulls the toxicity out. So this is going to be a total digital detox. No cell phone. Phones are going to be checked in when you arrive. And I'm saying, Kristen, what will the questing part be like? Will we have a mission? Yes. Thank you for asking that. So every so the morning sessions are going to be this activation, unwind, healing modality with me. And then you guys are flirting out there. I see that, Laura. And then right after the movement modality, you'll go out onto your quest. And the first 3 days are going to be silence in terms of inward listening. So you're not going to be sitting in a meditative posture or anything like that. You're going to have time to go for a hike if that's what you need. If you need to just sleep and be on the ground, you can do that. You're going to get my really thick manual. I'm still editing, so you see all my notes on there. The transformational guidebook, so you'll be guided to specific exercises in the book to help you focus whatever you need to release. If something really cathartic happened to you during the movement part, you'll have the time and space just to be with that. So, we can't really foresee what's going to happen out there. It's so many different, like spontaneous things that are going to arise because the mountain will have its way with you. And we're going to see what that is. Hey, Angelina, so glad you joined. So Angelina, Kristen, Vlad are all going to be out there on the mountain. Robin's been helping me organize all the logistics. I have an all-star team. I just love the people and the crew that are working with me. You guys are awesome. So we're going to have so much fun. And I'm wondering who these open seats are for. So there are a few seats open, and you have until midnight to decide. And I am making myself available today to answer questions. If you have fears that are coming up, if you just want to understand something about it before you make your choice, please reach out to me. Ice Dragon. What's yummy? I think I missed something. Robin, you'll be providing some audio and video prior to the experience to prepare. Yes. So those who are already joined, you're part of my private Facebook group where I've already given you some videos and MP3 audios to start attuning your energy. So please do those. Some of you, I know Kristen does them religiously because she's in my mystery school. But for those of you who haven't worked with me before, please start attuning your field. And these are very important practices for you to know how to come into vertical alignment, how to create sovereignty in your field. And it's really going to assist your quest. It's going to be sort of your basic go-to for just holding your energy out there and feeling safe and held and loved up throughout your whole journey. Yes, Wise Drag. Oh, the manual. You're excited about it. Well, soon it's going to be available at some point in a book form, so you can buy it and get it in your hands. But only the questers will get the first peek at it. Yes, and yay, no phones. I'm also very excited about just getting off the grid, being completely with that. We will not have electricity. There's no running water out there, but we are being fed with the most beautiful, perfected spring water you can imagine. The water of Mount Shasta is bottled and sold all over the world, and we will have very large containers of it. You can drink as much as you want. You will need to bring your own water container, so you always have water on you. And the way we're setting up the quest is that there's basically a base camp area where we'll all come together for our meals. We have a food tent and a basic area where all our circling will happen in the morning and the evening sessions. We'll circle up, and the afternoons are pretty much open for your quest. And then on the last, second to the last day, we're going to go out to the waterfalls and the lake to drink in the waters and to refresh ourselves and to start establishing our structures after we've released everything and sort of assessed our previous year. So if any of you have had like a challenging year, or some big changes have happened, or maybe you've moved, or you started a relationship or ended one, or had a baby. Oh, I see you are, Pan. You had a child. If anyone passed away, these are times that need to, it's really helpful to reflect and really glean lessons and things that have happened, because as things change in our lives, then the space between us, that network, that grid that holds everything together, it shifts. It's like a spider web. And so when one thing falls away, everything has to reweave itself in order to create stability. And I have experienced so much change in my life. I know very well what it looks like when my threads get torn, ripped, shredded, blown out, and how destabilizing it is until I can recreate this golden network. And that's what this work is about. That's what my mission is about, is to just recreate our golden network, restitching that space so that our soul groups can fully awaken and remember what we came here to do. I think I've been talking for a long time. Are there any other specific questions here that I can answer? I will continue to check the thread. But if anyone has anything else while I'm live, I'm happy to answer. I'm just going to scroll through and see if I missed anything. Oh, okay, Laura Ann. If someone never went there before, how could they prepare themselves? Yes, so if you've never been to Mount Shasta, couple of things. It is a place where you'll need a car, so you would need to rent a car from the nearest airport or get picked up by one of the other questers on the way. There's the two airports that are only an hour away is Medford, Oregon, and Redding, California. But it's much easier to fly into San Francisco, and there are some people coming up from the Bay Area, so you can check in and see if you might grab a ride with one of them. The other things to prepare yourself for are just some other basics would be like if you had your tent and whatever your sleeping arrangements, I want you to make it as comfortable as possible. If you don't have one or if you're flying in, we can arrange that for you on this end locally. But basically to just come with an open heart and a curious mind and be ready to explore this inner nature of yours. Get quiet and be with nature. I think so many people, they just have never had the opportunity to do that. Maybe it didn't feel safe. Maybe it didn't feel comfortable, or they just didn't ever take the time out of their busy life to do that. And we're going to be doing it together. There's something really powerful that happens when a group of people put their collective intentions and hold space for each other. It's really powerful. Okay, any other questions? Just scrolling through here. We'll laugh too, right? Yes, Kristen. We're gonna have lots of time to get to know each other towards the end. I mean, we're gonna be sitting in circle, and I'm sure there's gonna be plenty of comical things that happen, as they always do. And we're going to have a huge celebration at the last 2 days. So I'm really looking forward to that. So we kind of go through a little bit of like rehashing and reflecting and being silent. And then we get to come out and release and share and be seen, be witnessed, and really celebrate life together. Yeah, so if there's no other questions, I'll leave it at that because I know it's getting a bit long. Please, how excited are you about this? Okay, yeah, I am super excited. This is like all of the things I love rolled into one. Camping with my friends, being intentional. There is no drugs or alcohol allowed out there. We have organic vegetarian food being prepared by an incredible chef that's local, who lives on the land, who's very attuned to the frequency out here. And for me to be able to share this conscious, high vibe lifestyle with people who are ready to step into their power, to reclaim themselves, and live more purposefully is just, I can't ask for anything more. It's just a joy for me. So that's why I created it. I wanted to share the love of my life and the things that I've learned, and also just to be in community, and a soulful community that goes deep, that isn't afraid of really connecting with each other and being real. You know, life isn't always easy, but when we come together and share, it makes it so much easier, right? So Vlad says he loves sober camping. So excited. Me too. You know, I'm so sick of the festival scenes where people are just off their heads and can't hold themselves together. And where people just consume so much, drugs or different things, whether it's grabbing for their phone or making themselves so busy or binge watching TV or movies so that they don't have to deal with the silence. And being in Mount Shasta, everyone I know who's been out there, like, you don't want to leave. It's like sitting still and staring at that mountain is so intoxicating that time goes by and you don't understand where you are. It's like you're living in a no time zone. All your needs are met. You're going to feel comfortable and held. It's the safest camping experience I've ever had. There are bears out there. I've never seen one in the campsite. And like I said, I was out there for 3 months, every single day, pretty much all the time. I would go off the mountain only twice a week to work at my office at the base of the mountain, because I didn't have Wi-Fi, else I'd work out there. But, I did see one bear like closer to town, about 5 miles away, but I've never seen one in that area. It's like you can walk barefoot all day. Most people do walk barefoot. It's very sandy, volcanic sort of ash ground, but it's just so healing. Wise Dragon, I have lots to ask and say, but I just love hearing about it, sitting in awe. Well, Wise Dragon, this is the land of the white dragon, so I hope that you might consider joining us. It would be lovely to have you out there. And Bianca has joined. She's our beautiful chef. And this is quite an experience for her, too, because she's going to be, like, preparing all our meals in her homestead and then bringing it up onto the mountain to meet us out there. So those of you who are coming, all you need is your tent. And if you don't have that, you can just let me know. We'll provide that for you. But really just come out there. If you're called to this mountain, if you're called to this energy, if you're interested in just having a conscious camping experience, I don't know when I'll ever do this again. So this is your moment, and you have till midnight. If I do have one partial scholarship open, so if money is like a really big deal and you're struggling, PM me and let's talk about it and see if that's for you. But I hope you guys can join me, and I know some of you here are joining me. I'm so excited we get to see each other soon. So this is happening August 3rd through the 7th. The 7th is a big full moon and a partial lunar eclipse. So it's an opening to this whole eclipse energy that we're walking through, the sandwich. So yeah, lots to gather. It's going to be awesome to be out there with you all. All right, I'm going to say goodbye. Keep asking the questions in the comments, and I'll continue to answer them throughout the day. All right, everyone, take care. Bye.